After hitting $10,000, what will change in your life? Let me show you the transformation that awaits. You know those nights when you're lying there, the world quiet except for the hum of your own thoughts, wondering if you'll ever get ahead, if that dream of breathing easy with some savings might just stay out of reach? I've been there, staring at the ceiling, feeling the weight of it all. But then one day, I stumbled onto something simple, a way to tuck away $10,000 without turning my life upside down, just by leaning into the little moments I already had. Stick with me, because I'm about to walk you through how that happened, and it might just change the way you see your days too. Hey, it's Rain on Wealth here, and if you caught our first video, you've already felt the spark of what $10,000 in savings can do, easing that knot of worry, opening doors to freedom. Today, we're getting our hands dirty with the how, the real human way to make it happen without feeling like you're fighting a war. I used to think saving meant cutting out everything I loved, living like a hermit, but over time I found a better path. Small, natural shifts that fit around my mornings with coffee, my evenings with family, my life as it is. These are stories from my journey and folks I've met, ways that work in 2025 with the tools we've got, and they're flexible enough to mold to whoever you are. This is part 2 of our 10K series, with more coming in part 3 about growing it. So let's take this step together, nice and easy. I'll never forget that rainy afternoon when I sat at my kitchen table, rain tapping the window, staring at my bank app after another paycheck vanished into thin air. It wasn't a big crash, just the slow drip of takeout orders and forgotten subscriptions draining me dry. I felt stuck, like I was trying to catch water with a sieve. Then one night, talking with a friend over dinner, she mentioned how she'd set up her bank to move a little money aside before she could spend it. It was so quiet, so simple. And a few months later, she showed me $800 she'd saved without even noticing the difference. That stuck with me, like a little light in the fog. It's not about wrestling your money into submission. It's letting it flow where you want it to go, like a stream finding its course. With apps these days, it's as easy as deciding one evening to let, say, $50 or $100 slip into a separate spot each time you get paid. If you're bringing in $2,000 a month, that's $600 to $200 a year. And with a bit of patience, $10,000 starts feeling close. Maybe 2 or 3 years, or faster if life throws you a bonus. I tried it myself after that chat, starting with $30 a paycheck. It didn't hurt a bit, and by the time summer rolled around, I had $360 tucked away, just sitting there like a surprise gift. My friend with the kids adjusted hers when daycare costs shifted, keeping it loose and alive. The beauty? It feels like your money's got a quiet ally, working while you sip your morning brew. Maybe this weekend, when you've got a free moment, open your banking app, pick a number that feels like a soft whisper, not a shout, and let it move on its own. See how it feels to let go a little. It's like having a friend sneak some cash into your pocket while you're not looking. There it is, growing, and you didn't even break a sweat. One autumn day, I decided to flip through my spending like I was flipping pages in an old journal. Not to judge, but to see where my story was going. I noticed a $10 subscription I hadn't touched in months, a couple of coffees that added up to $20 a week, and it hit me. Those little leaks were carrying away more than I thought, like water seeping through a cracked bucket. It wasn't about guilt. It was like finding hidden rooms in my own house, rooms I could reclaim. A neighbor told me she did the same, pausing over her phone one evening, and cut out 2 apps and a snack run, saving $100 a month without missing a beat. This isn't about turning into a budget cop. It's just noticing, like checking the weather before a picnic. With free apps like Mint, or even a notepad if you prefer paper, you can glance at where your money's wandering. Take 15 minutes on a Sunday, maybe with a cup of tea, and look back at the last month. For a lot of us, that reveals $100 to $200 a month. Over a year, that's $200 to $2,400, a solid chunk of your $10,000. No need to overhaul. Just pick 1 or 2 things, like swapping that coffee for a home brew, or pausing a service you've outgrown. I started doing this myself, and it became a little game, finding one thing to let go each week, like saying goodbye to an old shirt that doesn't fit anymore. You can make it yours. If you're busy, check once a month. If you like the ritual, turn it into a cozy habit. The next step, when you've got a quiet hour, pull up your bank app or receipts, spot one leak that surprises you, and try letting it go for a week. See how it settles into your life. It's like clearing a path through the woods. Suddenly you see the sunlight you didn't know was there. There was this one morning, the kind where the air felt crisp and the day stretched out ahead, when I realized I could shift a few things without losing the feel of it. I packed a sandwich instead of grabbing lunch out, saved $8, walked to the store instead of driving, saving another $3, and skipped a random online buy I didn't need, pocketing $15. It hit me that $10,000 over a year is about $27 a day, not as a rule, but as a gentle nudge to see what's possible. It wasn't a sacrifice. It was like finding extra minutes in the day, moments to savor instead of spend. This is about weaving savings into the fabric of your life, like adding a thread to a quilt you're already making. In 2025, with prices shifting, it's less about cutting and more about choosing what lights you up. That $27 could come from a packed meal, a carpool, or a pause before clicking buy. Over 365 days, it's your full $10,000 $50 or more if the days align. A guy I met at a community event tried this during a tight month. He brewed coffee at home one day, $4 saved, took a bus instead of a rideshare, $6, and skipped a game purchase, $17, hitting $27 without a second thought. He said it felt like a little victory dance each time. Make it fit you. On busy days, one swap, on calm ones, a few. Try this tomorrow. Pick one thing, like making lunch or walking somewhere, and notice how it feels. Let it become part of your rhythm. It's like the sun shifting through the trees. Same forest, but the light's a little brighter now. I remember sitting in a break room one day, flipping through a benefits booklet I'd ignored for months, when I found this little gem. My company would match part of my retirement savings, like a silent partner adding to my efforts. It wasn't a loud announcement. It was just there, waiting for me to notice. I'd been leaving money on the table, and once I signed up, it felt like a weight lifted, knowing my work was doing double duty without me pushing harder. This is about leaning into what your job already offers, like accepting a helping hand you didn't know was extended. In 2025, with companies vying for people like us, these perks, like 401k matches or health savings, are more common, adding to your savings naturally. If you earn $40,000, a 4-6% match could mean $1,600 to $2,400 extra a year, a big step toward $10,000. A teacher I know stumbled on this during a slow afternoon. She added just enough to get the full match, and it grew her savings by $1,200 a year, fitting her quiet routine. You can shape it. Start small if it feels big, or match more if you can. Next time you're at work, maybe during a coffee break, ask HR or peek at your benefits online, see what's there, and add a little to catch the match. Let it work for you. It's like finding an extra slice of pie at the table. Someone else baked it, and you get to enjoy. One spring cleanup, I dug through my closet and found clothes I'd outgrown. Not in size, but in spirit. Selling a few online felt like letting go of old stories. And when $50 hit my account, it was a spark. Maybe I could do more of this without it feeling like work. A friend mentioned renting out a spare room for a weekend, earning $100, and it hit me. These little extras could flow in without disrupting my peace. I started small, listing a jacket on Poshmark one rainy afternoon, and the sale felt like a little celebration, a reminder that what I had could turn into something new. This isn't about piling on a second job. It's about inviting small, joyful additions like guests who bring gifts to a party you're already hosting. In 2025, with platforms like Poshmark, Etsy, or Neighbor making it so simple, you can turn unused items, a hobby, or even a spare corner into cash. Maybe it's selling clothes you've moved past, crafting something you love and sharing it online, or renting out a garage space for a month. That could mean $150 to $400 a month. Over a year, that's $1,800 to $4,800, a meaningful boost toward your $10,000, all while keeping your days your own. I met a retiree at a local market who turned this into a quiet passion. She'd always knitted scarves for fun, and one day, inspired by a friend, she listed a few on Etsy. It started with $30 a sale, but as word spread, she was pulling in $250 a month, spending just a couple of hours a week. She loved the creativity, the chats with buyers, and the extra cash felt like a bonus from a hobby she already cherished. Another person I know, a single dad, rented his driveway to a neighbor for $100 a month during a busy season. Easy money that covered a bill without touching his routine. You can tailor it to what feels right. If you're crafty, try Etsy or eBay. If you've got space, look at Neighbor. The key is keeping it light. No pressure, just possibilities. One evening, try this. Wander through your home or think about a skill you enjoy. Maybe old books, a guitar you don't play anymore, or baking cookies. Pick one thing, spend 30 minutes listing it on a platform that suits you, and let the response come naturally. Direct that money straight to your savings, and watch how it feels to turn a corner of your life into a little stream of growth. It's not about hustle. It's about letting what you already have breathe a bit more life into your goals. It's like finding coins in the couch, unexpected, and suddenly you've got a little more to play with, maybe enough for a treat or two along the way. I'll always remember the smell of fresh bread filling my house one evening, a recipe I tried after noticing how much I spent on store loaves. It wasn't about pinching pennies, it was about enjoying the process, saving $5 here, $10 there, while the kitchen became a place of warmth. I'd come home tired, but kneading dough turned into a quiet ritual, and the savings started adding up without me even trying. A coworker shared how she transformed her grocery runs. Grabbing a coupon app one lazy Saturday, she found deals on her favorite pasta and veggies, cutting her bill by $100 a month while still cooking the meals her family loved. It wasn't a diet, it was a dance with what she already enjoyed. This is about savoring smarter, like choosing the ripest fruit at the market or picking the coziest sweater from the rack. In 2025, with apps like Ibotta, Flip, or even store loyalty programs, you can glide through shopping without losing the heart of your home. It's not about stripping away, it's about enhancing what's already there. A little planning, a glance at sales, or buying in bulk for things you use often can save $80 to $180 a month. Over a year, that's $960 to $2,160, a solid piece of your $10,000, while keeping your table full of flavor and your evenings rich with connection. I watched a young couple do this during a tight winter. They started with small steps, checking Flip for deals on chicken and rice, saving $15 a week, then adding bulk spices to stretch meals, another $20. They turned it into a game, planning a theme night each week. Italian one night, Mexican the next, using what was on sale, and by month month's end, they'd saved $120. The kitchen became their haven, not a battleground, and the kids loved the variety. Another friend, who's always on the go, used delivery apps with promo codes, saving $10 a week without changing her routine. You can make it your own. If you love cooking, experiment with new recipes from sales. If time's short, lean on apps or ask a store clerk for deals. It's about finding what feels like a natural extension of your day. Next time you're heading to the store or ordering online, take a moment. Maybe scroll through a coupon app or ask about a loyalty discount while you're in line. Pick 1 or 2 items that fit your taste, like a favorite cereal or soap, and watch how the savings trickle in. Let it become part of your rhythm. A little nod to yourself as you bag up your groceries or unpack a delivery. It's not about perfection. It's about enjoying the process and seeing the extra cash grow. It's like cooking with love. The flavor's better, and you've got more to share, maybe even a story or two around the table. One crisp evening, I hit $1,000 saved and treated myself to a walk in the park. No big splurge, just a moment to feel the air and the progress. The leaves were turning, and with each step, I felt this quiet pride. Not because it was loud or flashy, but because it was mine. A step I'd taken without losing myself. It wasn't about rushing to the next goal. It was about pausing to let it sink in, to feel the ground beneath me a little firmer. A friend marked $2,000 with a family movie night, popping popcorn and curling up on the couch, keeping it simple yet meaningful. She said it reminded her why she started, giving her a boost to keep going when the days got long. This is about celebrating quietly, like lighting a candle for each step forward or placing a pebble on a growing pile. Small markers that light the way without blinding you. Breaking $10,000 into chunks, maybe $2,500 at a time, gives you chances to pause and savor. It's not about spending the savings. It's about honoring the journey with something that feeds your soul. A walk, a book you've eyed, a shared laugh with someone you love. Studies from 2025 suggest this can boost your consistency by 20 to 30%, making that $10,000 feel less like a distant mountain and more like a path you're already walking. Over time, those moments add up, not just in money, but in the confidence that you're building something lasting. I think of a single mom I met who set her milestones during a tough year. At $1,500, she took her kids to a free local festival, letting them run around while she felt the weight of progress lift her spirits. At $3,000, she bought a low-cost journal and started writing down her dreams, turning saving into a story of hope. By $5,000, she planned a picnic with friends, a simple spread under the trees, and it fueled her to push past halfway. Each marker was her way of saying, "I'm doing this," and it kept her steady when life threw curveballs. You can shape it to fit. Maybe a hike if you love nature, a movie if you crave a story, or a quiet coffee if that's your peace. The beauty lies in making it personal, a reflection of who you are. This week, take a moment to dream a little. Picture your first milestone, maybe $1,000 or $2,000, and think of something small that would make you smile, something that doesn't cost much but means something. Write it down, maybe on a napkin or in your phone, and let it guide you as you save. When you hit that mark, take that moment, walk, read, laugh, and let it sink in. It's not the end. It's a signpost showing you're on your way. These quiet wins build a rhythm, a heartbeat to your journey, and before you know it, that $10,000 will be within reach, not as a struggle, but as a natural part of who you're becoming. It's like watching stars come out. One by one, they light the whole sky, and you realize you've been part of the magic all along. One last thing, mix these together like a recipe that gets better with each ingredient and see how they lift each other up. That's our journey through saving $10,000 the easy way. What resonated with you? Drop it in the comments. I love hearing your thoughts. If this felt right, a like would mean a lot. And for the full story, check out the other videos in our 10K series. Part 1 on why it matters, Part 3 on growing it. They weave together into something bigger. Take it slow, Wealth Warriors. See you next time.